Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevestrout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. I hope you guys want more because we're back with episode 64.
64.
I don't know how long these rhymes are going to last.
You're going to run out. The well's going to run dry. The well's going to run dry, but that's all right. We don't need to rhyme. I think they're starting to like us. I guess they're starting to tolerate us.
That I sure hope so. 64 episodes in, I hope so. And, you know, for anybody who is listening and you tolerate, enjoy, whatever you want to say about us, you can head over to Patreon and you can send us whatever you like. You can even send us hate mail, you know, whatever you want. But really, Patreon subscribers.
We'll ignore the hate mail. Just saying.
But Patreon subscribers, you do get a little treat from us, and that's exclusive content. So we are doing our best to, you know, throw subscribers things that you guys don't normally get, or maybe we'll give them a first peek at some content that we have. You know, we've made a couple of videos, and you and your fiance did a little thing a while back where you played some games.
That actually just went public. So people head over to our Patreon page. They could check that out if they like.
Yep.
It's kind of it's different. We kind of go off, we kind of veer off a little bit from what we do on the main show, on the Steve and Crypto Show. And like you said, videos, we've done like unboxing videos and shared some good and some bad, like little mystery pack things, and posted a couple of pictures of like our setup and workspace and just cool stuff like that. But sorry for the interruption. Carry on.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, we're just trying to give you an assortment of content that you wouldn't normally get on the an assortment of content, an ass load of content.
There you go.
So yeah, if you're looking for an ass load of content, you can head over to patreon.com/SteveCrypto.
And there's other ways to support us. You can follow us on social media and share episodes and whatnot. He is at CryptoZoo88. I am at the Steve Strout on Instagram and Twitter, both of us. And we also have a Facebook group for the podcast, the Steve and Crypto Show Facebook group. It's we have a good time over there. We post, you know, of course, episodes and updates on what's going on with the show, and we have a lot of members that like to share cool articles and little projects, and even just sometimes they'll just throw in funny memes or something, which is fine. It's not my personal favorite, but I'm more into promoting and news and all that good stuff. But join the Facebook group, reach out to us there. We're always got some kind of conversation going or something. And down the road, I'd like to do like live things in a group, maybe just live videos. Maybe we could get movies in there or get some guests in there. You know, like I always have my horror host obsession, and I got a lot of horror host friends. We could probably get to come in and run their episodes and stuff in there. We could have some fun, introduce you guys to something new. But yeah, that's the Facebook group. It's I think it's facebook.com/group/Steve. I'm not even going to try that. Just
the
search
Steve and Crypto Show podcast or the Steve and Crypto podcast.
Just go Facebook, search for the Steve and Crypto Show, and the group will pop up. Yeah. And join it. And of course, you can find links on our social media that we mentioned. It's everywhere. You'll find us. You know how to find. You found us on this show. You could find a freaking Facebook group.
Join the group. Share the group with your friends. Share the group with your grandma. Maybe take a nice cup of coffee over to your grandma and and hook her up with the whole podcast app thing on her
call
phone.
their grandma a hooker?
No, I said hook them up.
Oh, I think you said your grandma a hooker. Like what?
Hook up your hooker grandma, with some podcast apps on the phone. She might need some help with getting that going. Hookers need to listen to something too while they're on the corner.
I know a lot of people, a lot of our people that are close to us probably need help getting podcast apps going too, because they seem to have trouble with it.
Yeah, it's only a click away, but some might need help with it. So anyway, go to your grandma's house, take her a coffee, hook her up with that whole situation, get her listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. And who knows, down the road, you might want to buy a coffee for somebody else. Maybe your third favorite podcast host. You can head over to buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. And basically it's like a tipping service. It's a little way to just send something to us that helps with the show. It helps with our audio gear and the overall creation of what we do, and just keeping things rolling. Goes towards promotion and every aspect
hosting the podcast. Yeah, we have to pay our hosts to keep the show going and all that good stuff. So it all helps. Everything helps over on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee. Even like I said, just sharing episodes and spreading the word helps us immensely. It's like more than you probably realize.
Yeah. If you have friends that are into pop culture, which I know you do, please let them know about the show. It's not all horror talk over here. I mean, if you've been listening, you probably figured that out. Yeah, there's an emphasis on that because Steve and I both share a love for horror, and we love the horror community. But we definitely go off the tracks every now and then. And
sometimes we go way off the tracks and get kind of weird.
Yeah, we start talking about dinosaurs that eat boogers, and then we get back on track again.
We are not above a booger or fart joke. So if you want some like super mature NPR stuff, this is probably the wrong show.
Yeah, if you're looking for coffee talk where they don't talk about farts and they discuss cryptocurrency, this is not the show for you.
Yeah, but still go support us on Patreon and buy me a coffee and share the show.
We love everyone that does. Thank you.
Yeah. Even if you don't listen, if you just go, if your friend leaves their phone laying around, pick up their phone, open their Twitter app, find the Steve Strout or find CryptoZoo88 and share the first 10 tweets that you see from us. Just share them.
Yeah.
It'll help. But anyway, after you're done violating your friend's privacy, freaking after you're done with that, then come back and listen to us and we'll talk about new movies or something cool or dinosaur eating boogers. The shit people want to hear,
Oh yeah, the important things.
I say we probably should get talking about the important things that you say. First, I want to kick off the show by thanking Critical Blast. They had us on their show last week. Was it last week? I don't know.
Yeah, last Friday.
It was within the last 7 days. They had us on to talk about the Steve and Crypto Show and some of the stuff we're into, and that was a freaking blast. That was our first time being on a live show. That was fun, and we want to do more of that. Like, so if you want to have us on your show, and if you want to have these two idiots come over and talk some nonsense on your classy show, hit us up. We would love to come on and promote us and have you come promote yourself here, because that's our biggest thing, is promoting other creators.
That's what it's about, man. It's like cross promotion, like taking it over to music. I've always thought, when it comes to like artists that you listen to, maybe if you're thinking about rappers, like, hey, I'll do a track on your album, you do a track on my album. That's that cross promotion. You're getting the audiences are shared at that point, which is what it's all about.
Yeah. Except when everybody wants to get paid.
Yeah.
But anyways, Anywho, so you finally got caught up on some movies and you went and watched a new movie. Let's talk about them. Let's start off with Jackass Forever.
Yeah.
It done a lot better than people kind of expected in theaters than that first weekend. It's pushing like $25 million. And it only cost them like 10 to make. So they're already making profit off the freaking movie.
Yeah.
Like personally, me, I'm not in a hurry to see it because you can only see so many fucking dudes hit each other in the balls and see dicks and licking like sheep dingleberries and stuff. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
First time I've seen it, but I know you lean more towards that crazy humor.
Well,
than I do.
I gotta say this, man. Like, it was funny. It's I'm not taking away from it whatsoever. It's hilarious.
Oh,
There's
I don't doubt that one bit. Yeah.
There's a lot of great moments, and it was great to see the guys together again. Like that's something that I always enjoy, is just seeing people that have worked together for so long come together again. And
did Bam show up?
Bam is in one scene.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he having like a tantrum and drunk, or is he?
No. Well, I'll get to that. So,
Okay.
It was funny. I cracked up plenty, but maybe I'm just getting older. But it just, I didn't like have that good, like that cry laughter, like the old movies gave me.
Yeah, it's because you're more grown up and realize how it feels to get hit in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I was sitting there not laughing. It was great.
No, I'm sure it's funny.
It just, I don't know, something was a little different. So yeah, for anybody listening, I'm not saying that the movie's bad whatsoever. I loved it. It's great. I'd watch it again. I'll buy it. I'll buy it when it comes out because I have all the other ones.
Critics are even liking it. So
yeah,
that's I'm surprised at that. But is it good? Should people go out and see it?
Yes. Very, very good. I definitely recommend it. You'll have a great time. Our friend Addison Bennett, he saw it recently, and I guess he posted his ticket on like the Jackass group feed, or he posted it somewhere, and they actually sent him a little care package with a mask and a shot glass and a sticker and a little Caucasaurus Rex.
I must have missed that. I wonder if Caucasaurus are related to Boogersaurus.
I think they are cousins.
They're cousins.
Yes.
They're cousins.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I did see in the credits.
I wonder if there's a Dookiesaurus out there.
In the credits, they said big thanks to Boogersaurus, for his support. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I didn't think he had the time to and the means to support, because he has to survive on eating boogers and he has one arm, so he's handicapped and probably on a very limited budget.
The Jackass catering table is pretty stocked
with boogers. It
yeah.
Probably is.
I mean, come on,
piss and
look
boogers.
What movie it is. Yeah.
Horse comb and
Yeah.
So should people go? Should people go see it?
Yeah. They stepped up the gross factor in this one, in many ways. And so I don't want to spoil that one too much. We'll spoil a couple other movies though.
Do you think you mentioned sharing our show with their grandmas? Do you think they should bring their grandmas to see this movie?
They might get a little turned on from Bad Grandpa, as he does make an appearance.
Does he?
Yeah. So, if you want like Beatrice, if he's sitting in the theater all, getting a little giddy or whatever you want to call it, then sure.
Did it do it for you?
What?
Bad Grandpa.
Not in that way, but
well, that's cool.
Bad Grandpa is very funny.
Crypto says, check it out. Go see the new Jackass movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. The Spider-Man movie is still making money.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
It earned like another 10 million. It is like $1 million shy of the money Avatar grossed on its original run. So, and they expect it to be past Avatar this week and be third place all time domestically. That's crazy. And fucking COVID.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Like that movie. You did see that.
I did.
And you dug it, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
Yeah. Did we even talk about that yet? I don't think we did. Maybe a little bit. So. Maybe. I think you started ranting some weird new movie idea you're coming up with or something.
Oh, yeah. The sequel.
Yeah. That nobody will watch. But
it's coming. Just wait. You'll see.
It's coming, huh? Okay. We'll see about that. You also finally got to rent Ghostbusters.
I sure did. Yeah, I watched that last week, and I loved it.
As I told you, yeah,
I loved it so much.
Before getting your thoughts about that, did you see that box set that came out? The Ghostbusters box set.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing that Addison Benek posted. He
looks like a ghost trap. Yeah,
he was given that box set. Yeah, somebody gave that to him, and I saw that he opened it up, and every movie in there, every one of them's in there except for the reboot, I guess you want to call it, the one with the female cast.
Right.
So, or I guess there's like a digital code for it, but there's no physical disc. So, but I mean, at least it's a box set with every Ghostbusters film in it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. I thinking about getting it. I don't know how much it is, but I'm definitely considering it. So what were your thoughts on Afterlife?
Oh man. Okay, so spoilers just for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but it is in the red box now, so go find it.
Is it available in stores yet?
Yeah,
I mean, you can anywhere. Yeah.
You can pick it up for purchase, and it's in the red box now. Yeah.
I mean, I know that box set's out there, so it's got to be out there somewhere.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to look up what that box set is going for.
Yeah. Well, Afterlife itself was at Safeway, so I'll be buying it eventually. Right. I definitely will. Yeah.
So what I like about Safeway, whenever like the new movies come out, they always have a deal like buy this movie and you get like a box of microwave popcorn and like a 6-pack of some kind of drink or something. Yeah. I always watch for that, then I get them.
Yeah, I went there one time and it was like you get, what was it? A free gallon of buttermilk and like minced garlic. Like, what kind of shitty deal is this? Who the hell wants that?
Right. But I still take the free shit.
Yeah.
I'm poor.
Yeah. So the beginning of the movie, it gets you right away because you can tell that it's Harold Ramis, or Egon. It's basically Egon, racing to get home.
Yep.
And so they instantly have you in like a gripping little action scene.
Yeah.
And it kicks off well, and then I mean they didn't even have to say anything. Like that that's the little girl is Egon's granddaughter. Like there's it's a given.
Yeah.
But
dude, she steals that whole fucking movie.
Even she did. Not what I'm trying to say is like even knowing a few things in advance or like kind of figuring out where it's going before seeing the movie, it didn't ruin it. It didn't take away from the film, and I still loved every little bit of it. And then Paul Rudd's character was pretty good.
Paul Rudd usually pretty good, even in like shitty movies.
Yeah. He was just fine, and then towards the end we see the three that are still with us.
Yep.
And that was great. One thing I really appreciated was that they used, it was very clear they used a lot of practical effects. They like, I mean, it's clear with the demon dogs when you see them, like they use CGI here and there, where it was necessary, but they definitely used a fair amount of practical effects as well. And anybody who rents the movie, like if you're into how it's made, check out the special features on this one. Like after the movie, just watch all of that because you'll learn a lot of things. It's pretty cool. It's neat that Ivan and Jason Reitman worked on it together, father and son.
Yep.
And it has so many winks to the original film.
Yeah, I love how it sets up like this whole new kind of generation, but it does provide enough fan service for us old folks that loved and grew up on the original ones.
Yep.
And it did even the little sweet little tribute to Egon and all that stuff. Yeah.
Man.
That kind of almost made me watery-eyed. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'll take it past that. It definitely made me cry.
I thought you were gonna say like you pooped your pants or something.
No, I'll freely admit it.
So man. Sad, I shit myself.
Like when Egon showed up, it just was great, and it was cool to then see the guys, talk to him for a minute, and have Dan Aykroyd's character tell him he's sorry, and it was a nice little moment. And then it just had me thinking about people in all of our lives that are passed on that maybe we didn't get a last moment with. And so,
I think
the daughter getting to have one last moment with her dad, that she didn't really know too well.
Of estranged. Yeah. There was she felt like he abandoned her, but he didn't. He was off literally trying to keep the world in one piece,
Yeah. And so for them to have,
I bet she felt like a fucking asshole, huh?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yep.
Saving the world. Be so damn selfish.
She said some hateful things, calling him an asshole.
Understandable because she didn't know when she was young when it happened.
Once she figured it all out, then you could tell she kind of took it back. But I mean, the return of Gozer, and I mean, she looked just like
pretty good.
The original. Right.
Kind of.
Damn close. Yeah, damn close to the original.
My only gripe with the movie was no fucking Slimer.
I was feeling the same way. Like I heard in advance that he wasn't in it, and so that was the main thing I was kind of bummed out about. Like Muncher was cool, but it's not Slimer.
Nah, not Slimer. But yeah, it was good, man. I enjoyed it, and hopefully I'm okay with more Ghostbuster movies.
Yep. I'm looking forward to more Ghostbusters. Another thing that I'm looking forward to is more Scream, because not only did I just see Scream 5 over the weekend, in the same night that I saw Jackass Forever. I saw 5 Cream, then I saw Jackass
watched 5
30 minutes later.
5 Cream and Jackass 8 the same day. It's a double feature for you.
Yep. So, of course, Scream 6 has been confirmed. Anyone who wasn't aware of that. So, because number 5 has done pretty well.
The same creative team that did this one, that did Scream 5, is going to be back for 6. So, we'll probably get the same movie again.
Well, this one's been out for a little while now, so I think we can kind of spoil it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, fast forward a little bit.
Actually just gave away a Scream poster on Twitter to one of our listeners. That's cool. So you guys listen and follow us. I'm always giving shit away, trying to unload all my crap on you guys. So
I tried to get posters after going to the movie, but they said that they were only given one for the display outside, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
that's AMC for you. But
what do you think of the movie?
So I really enjoyed Scream 5. And I know you're probably thinking he likes everything at this point. But no, we talk a lot of shit on this show too. But I'm just being honest about it.
About who he who shall remain unnamed.
Yeah.
We need to treat him like Voldemort, like just.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that guy, but we are going to talk about Ghostface. So, I think this is, in my opinion, I think this might be the bloodiest Scream movie we've ever seen, or at least like kind of tied with the last one. Because I always thought Scream number 4 was pretty, I don't want to say gory, but it was pretty violent. And I mean, people getting stabbed in the forehead and shit like that.
I don't even remember Scream 4.
I really enjoyed it.
I might not even watched it. I might have been over it after the first couple.
It's one that a lot of people don't care for, right. But I actually really liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought Emma Roberts, who is in like Scream Queens and American Horror Story and whatnot, she played a great killer.
Yeah. I wasn't, honestly, when the Scream movie first came out in 96?
Yeah.
That long ago?
Yep.
When that came out, I wasn't that big of a fan of it. And then I rewatched it recently, hyping myself up for this one, and I appreciate it a bit more now than I did then.
Yeah.
I think it was just timing for me. It was just a timing for me.
I love how meta the series can get, and this new one, they definitely talked about the Scream franchise without saying it. They would say certain things like about the Stab series, but you could kind of tell they might have been talking about the series, like about the Scream series itself.
Right.
Like,
they're supposed to be based on like shit that happened, right?
Yeah.
Like
so if I recall, I think at one point, one of the characters says something about like, none of them have been as good as the original trilogy, and that they can't top the original 3 or whatever. And, just making jokes at the last one for not doing so well.
Right.
And there are a few other comments. I'd have to watch it again, but there were a few things that I thought like they could be referring to themselves.
Right. They're definitely like poking fun and taking shots at themselves.
Yeah.
Which they should, man.
I liked how bloody it was. Like Ghostface was just stabbing the shit out of a few people. Because I mean, in the first couple movies, it seemed like they would show a little bit, but sometimes they would cut away. You know what I mean? Like it'd be the knife up in the air, and then they cut away to something else, and then later you would see the body dead. Somewhere
that's
else.
Just all filming and shooting it, and
but in this one, like
and costs, and
in this one, Ghostface. I mean, there's a couple people that he's just like right on top of them, just going away, just hacking at them, and they're showing it all. And, the first victim, even, I mean, she survived, but damn, she took a beating. Got stabbed through the hand and wherever else.
See, I just never understood how Ghostface could take the licks that he takes and still be chasing people around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb, because you look at one in this movie, Ghostface is a probably barely 100-pound woman, and then there's a dude that's probably 120 pounds.
Yeah.
But like, how is he like snatching people up and just...
You think they're ever going to have a fat Ghostface running around?
They should. It'd probably be better. He wouldn't run around. He would just wait.
Yeah.
That'd be scarier. He'd just catch you.
Yeah. Be like, you going to come to the bus stop?
Yeah.
No?
Hey, do you like...
Please?
Hey, do you like fucking door dashing pizza? Like...
Well, I'm out back and I got a couple of
want to play
pieces.
A game? Let's play a game. Do you have pizza?
It's called hide. It's called hide the tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I could say to kind of go against what you're just saying is like they have had 2 killers in every movie except for the third one. So you might see one person in the costume fall down or hurt their leg or whatever, but there's always not always, but there's usually the second killer that is running around.
Yes,
they're probably not going
to
get.
They're not going to recover that easy.
Yeah.
I gotta actually laugh. I was listening to another podcast earlier, and they were talking about that. How like the 1 minute, Ghostface would be big and intimidating, and the next minute it'd be like a smaller stature person, and it's so obvious. And then they were poking fun at some of the dialogue in the movie, like when Courtney Cox's character got shot, and she was just like, "Ow." Like, what the fuck?
That really hurt.
Yeah, like, come on, really? Like, I can't tell if they want to be taken serious or if the whole thing's supposed to be just like a farce. You know what I mean?
Why did you do that?
Yeah, that's not nice. Like, stop it. I don't. It's I don't know. I dug all like the kills and the extra gore and stuff. And when I first watched it, I came out of the theater like, yeah, I enjoyed that. That was good. But the more and more I think about it, about all these little stupid things that just bugged me, it was like, oh man, fuck that. It reminded me why I didn't like the first ones.
My favorite ones, without thinking about this one, because I've only watched it once, my favorites in the series are the first one and the fourth one. And then probably number 2 and then 3. But the main thing I didn't like about this one, and again, big spoiler here, I don't like that they killed Dewey.
But
not happy about that. About killing off the WCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Former.
How could you?
Former.
Did you see that?
He had to die.
He did a wrestling move to Ghostface in there. Did you see that? Like he flipped him over his shoulder or something.
I wonder which Ghostface he was fighting with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was the girl. It was the girl because remember she said it later that he died. She said he died like a pussy.
But like I'm pretty sure that the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion is not going to get beat up by this little 100-pound girl. And why did she look as big as she did? You know what I mean? Like, just the little things like that are stupid.
Yeah.
Me.
I knew, man, when he told other kids to go, to keep moving on or whatever.
There he goes.
Yeah. Like, he's not going to live through this. And yeah, I didn't like that at all.
This was like, it was all right. I mean, one of the main people needed to die, and they're not gonna. He probably honestly play out the best death scene.
Yeah.
Than like the 2 women from the original ones. I mean, obviously you've seen Gail get shot, and she's like, "Ow!" Like, what the fuck? Come on, dude. That's gonna be more than ow.
Yeah.
Like, ow should have said when you got all that fucking plastic surgery, but that's besides.
Gail and Sydney both were barely even in the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was cool when they showed up, like, let's kick ass, but then it got kind of corny.
But the vibe really was, they were really trying to push the vibe that these characters are not going to be with us. They might be in the next one, but like I don't see them carrying on.
They killed Dewey off. They should kill Gail and maybe Sydney off.
Yeah. I remember listening to a show where they were talking about like early on in the Scream, like when they were working on the first one, there was talk about a twist with Sydney being the killer.
Really?
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I'm Sydney.
I'm not saying I want
I'm Sydney, of course I got a gun. Shut up.
Yeah.
That was like soccer mom running down the road and she stops. Of course I got a gun. And like, did she have a husband? Because she had a kid.
Yeah, it sounded like she was with that Mark guy.
If I was the husband, if I was a husband, like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to try to control my woman. You know what I mean? But like, if she's like, I got to go back to the town where I almost got killed and all the murders happened and I got to go fight Ghostface, I'd be like, no, the fuck you ain't. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't going nowhere. Like, I'm putting my foot down. Like, yeah. But she went because she's Sydney fucking Prescott. She got a gun. Like, the fuck.
Well, the killers really found ways to bring some people back to town that they, to get their attention. They I guess they kind of set that up in a good way. Right. And then we have the added twist of the new Sidney Prescott, basically. Sam is related to Billy Loomis. That's her father. And it's kind of funny how like all of these
that's another thing
that like all these people, these new people are related to the old ones. Yeah. And it just happens to be that they're all hanging out. You know what I mean? Like,
of course. That's
so you
another
got Billy
thing.
Loomis's daughter hanging out with Randy's niece, right?
Yeah.
Randy's niece is there. And then the douchebag that shows up, he doesn't really have a big scene, but that's supposed to be Stu's nephew.
Yeah.
Remember the one that's got like the car and he's sitting on the hood and everything, and he's supposed to be like I was going to say Fonzie looking character, but some of you people listening to this probably don't even know who the Fonz is.
Better fucking know who the Fonz is.
Yeah. But, that guy, I guess, is supposedly Stu's nephew. So it's just funny to me, like, oh, all these people that are supposed to be related to the old cast members, like, coincidentally are friends and hanging out. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool for the movie to have those connections. But if you think about it, like, do you think they really would be all together like that?
Another stupid thing that I that was brought up on the podcast I was listening to earlier was how the new, what's the girl's name? Sam, the new girl, how she kept having visions of Billy. Like, how did she know? Like, how is she having visions of somebody that she'd never seen? Like, she sees him like in his bloody fucking clothes from when he died.
Says,
you know what I mean?
Like,
how does she see that? How does she know those visions to have them visions? Like, how she don't know what the fuck he looked at. Did her mom like give her pictures? Like, or did somebody say, "Picture, here's your dad dead"? Like, how?
I don't know. I mean,
you can't explain that.
I can't really explain it either. The picture thing is a good example. Maybe it was that, or just talking with family or something. I don't know.
Right. You know that.
But I gotta say, it was kind of cool if they gave us that, like Yoda in number 8. They didn't even really tell us that was going to happen. I know maybe that's a bad example because that movie wasn't that good.
But they did make the shots, like you said, about like the original trilogy was better and this and that.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah. There's a lot of Star Wars shit here.
Things that could be applied to both.
Yeah.
But basically, I use that example saying like they kept that under wraps. I didn't hear about Billy coming back in any form.
Right.
So that was a nice little surprise, even though it was kind of weird. Like, why is she seeing him?
Like, why is she seeing him like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe she hears a voice saying stuff to her would be better. But no, she sees him.
It's like, use the Force, Sam.
She literally sees him as he died, like, before she was even born. At that point, her mom was probably like 2 months pregnant and didn't know it yet. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Apparently, Matthew Lillard was in the movie. Did you know that? Like,
where?
I'm not sure if it was just him voicing or if he was actually in the costume, but there's a scene when we see on this TV when they see the metallic Ghostface, with a flamethrower and shit.
Yeah,
apparently that's him either voicing it or he's in the costume, but it's like an uncredited thing. So they actually brought him back too.
That's cool. Well, I did hear that there's kind of like some theories going around that maybe they could say that he didn't die because he just had a television dropped on his head. And I mean, that seems like it might kill you, but
I'm pretty sure he's probably dead.
Yeah. So there's a couple things that I've heard tossed around is like, maybe he's not dead.
Maybe maybe the next movie we'll see his Force ghost.
Yeah. Or his Force ghost shows up and helps train some new killers or whatever.
There you go.
But that was one theory I did hear.
Then we'll get a Force ghost Dewey. And he'll be like the ghost of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then the ghost of what's her name with the lemon squares. She'll show up.
Then the movie go from bad to worse.
Your lemon squares taste like ass.
See, like I said, you enjoyed it. I did at first too, but the more you think about it, and you can think about all these things now, and they're gonna eat away at you. And then in 2 weeks, you're gonna be like, "Fuck, they better fix it." You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was. I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, okay. It feels like we've been watching this for like a half hour, and I have not seen Dewey, Gale, or Sydney anywhere.
It was fun.
Like, these new kids are okay, but like, where I'm not watching for them.
It was
I'm
fun.
not watching to see these new kids whatsoever.
It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I just wish they would not think the audience is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But half the audience that watched it probably is stupid. So
Sarah predicted the killer right away.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I was like, "Oh, that girl," and then we meet what's called his boyfriend. I was like, "He's a killer. He's too happy-go-lucky, and he's gonna be the killer."
I know. I mentioned a while ago that I was like on YouTube and a YouTuber basically spoiled the killers. Yeah. I'll give more than that. Let's say a few days or maybe like a week or so, something like that.
I don't even think it was that long after you showed me that video.
It wasn't long. So
it was literally like the Monday after it released.
Yeah.
It was early
so
that week.
They ranked the videos, which is fine. But in that ranking, they totally just gave away the killers, and they put like both of them up on the screen, the girl and the boyfriend. And so I tried to just kind of forget about it. I turned the video off, but when I watched, it came right back to me. Like, okay, I don't remember exactly which girl it was, just a girl with dark hair, and there was a couple of them in the movie. Right. But I knew that it was the boyfriend. I knew that dude was one of them at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's worth a watch for sure. But there's a couple things that disappointed me.
I did not hate it by any means. It was entertaining. That's my main thing when I go into movies, is being entertained.
Yep.
You watch Jackass, you watch Scream, you watch Ghostbusters, those were all good. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back, and got a few other things I kind of want to mention and bring up, and then we'll get ready for next week. All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ace Vaughn Johnson from LA Guns, and you're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show.
We all love a good ghost story, but have you ever wondered how it came to be?
Have you ever wanted to dig deeper into the true history of your favorite stories of the macabre?
How about whether or not it really went down that way?
Join us bi-weekly on Ghoulish Tendencies podcast, where we, two paranormal investigators, delve into the depths of the famous and not so famous cases of murder, ghosts, legends, and lore, with a healthy dose of debunking.
I'm Gabby, the resident Mulder.
And I'm Kim, the resident Scully.
And we're your ghostesses of Ghoulish Tendencies podcast, found wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay spooky!
In the middle of the woods, in a secluded cabin, lives Aaron, a deranged serial killer on a gore-filled path of destruction. With each new victim, his appetite for blood and carnage increases. There is only one problem, though. His victims don't stay dead. Night of the Undead Horrors, an extreme horror novelette by Eric Capitan. Now available on Amazon.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
And we're back.
We are back. He's right. So a couple weeks ago, we had our friend Craig E. Sawyer on to tell us, give us some updates about his Forbidden Museum comic. And he mentioned the date of the launch of the Kickstarter. That was actually pushed back a week. So I think it's going to be February 25th is the solid date for the launch of the Kickstarter for the Forbidden Museum issue 2, which you guys should definitely check out. You can follow his launch page, find it through his Instagram. So on, of course, social media, find at the Forbidden Museum. So the Forbidden Museum on Instagram. Find that and keep up on what's going on with that book. I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to keep reminding you guys about it because it's going to be fucking awesome. What else? A couple of things that kind of intrigued me and caught my attention. I mean, I know you're not big into it, but I think it's a super cool thing, and it's way off what we've been talking to so far this episode. But apparently, Studio Ghibli, the anime studio, basically like Disney of Japan. They did Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, a lot of really popular like classic anime films. They're opening a theme park.
Oh,
which is kind of cool. I guess it's not going to be like rides and stuff, but it's going to be like theme, like stuff based on all these their classic, wonderful movies. They're like great movies. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but I'm sure a lot of our nerdy listeners have seen like My Neighbor Totoro or Princess Mononoke. Those are like classics.
Yeah.
Those
I used to work at a video store here in town, and I rented those out like
so
every
much.
week.
Yeah,
every week.
Literally, it's like the Disney of Japan anime.
Yeah, people eat that up around here.
That's cool that they're opening the theme park. I think just cool imagery and all the cool like photo ops and characters and stuff they could have running around the park would be awesome. Yeah. It's something I would visit if I ever went to Japan, but I'm not fucking flying that far. Like I don't really care much for flying, but I will if I have to. I don't see myself leaving the country. Maybe Canada, but we don't have to fly to Canada. We're like 3 hours away from Canada, so
yeah.
That the Foo Fighters. Did you see the thing about Studio 666?
I saw the trailer for that a few weeks ago. It
movie
looks
with
very good.
The Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer.
Really
it
fun.
Looks fun, like demon possessed Foo Fighter shit.
Yeah,
I looked up more on their website for the Studio 666 site, and their synopsis. I'll just read the synopsis straight off the site. So, in Studio 666, the legendary rock band Foo Fighters move into an Encino mansion steeped in grisly rock and roll history to record their much-anticipated 10th album. Once in the house, Dave Grohl finds himself grappling with supernatural forces that threaten both the completion of the album and the lives of the band. Like, that just sounds fun, because Dave Grohl is just like a fun dude.
Yeah.
He always got good energy, and I could just see him just screaming and scrapping with demons and maybe even becoming one.
Man, I love him as a drummer. One of my favorite drummers for sure. I love his energy, and he just seems like such a nice dude. Just like you said, like I've read things where they say in magazines he's like the nicest guy in rock and roll, and I believe it. But
not according to Courtney Love, but
yeah. Well,
that bitch crazy.
Let's not go there. But there's a little video of him up on YouTube. You type in Dave Grohl fresh pot or fresh pots, and it's basically like him and Josh Homme in the studio. I think it was when they were making the Crooked Vultures record. Right. And there's all these shots of Dave yelling for fresh coffee. He's like, fresh pot, just drumming like a maniac, like, fresh pot, He's a fresh pot. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, he
it's
just
only
seems like a goofball. Yeah,
it's only like 2 minutes long, but it's fun. Check it out.
Like, did you see how much fun he had when he did the drum off with that little girl?
Yeah, Nandy.
Yeah.
They've been
she's
going back
fun
and forth
too,
for a
but
while now.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
but he's just so enthusiastic in everything he does. So I think this movie's gonna be fun. I'm definitely gonna try to see this one. I'm more excited about this than the Jackass movie, personally. But before we do wrap up, I want to mention anybody who has Shudder. This weekend is the Joe Bob Valentine's Day special. It escapes my mind right now what the hell he calls it. But Friday night, Joe Bob's back, Darcy's back, and they're gonna have a bunch of guests apparently. So looking forward to that because I always do. I'm excited. Actually, I finally got my Iron Mutant certificate. So that's
yes,
cool.
You did.
I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I'm probably more excited about that than I should be because like 2,000 other people got one too, but I don't care.
I sat through bad movies.
I sat through 2 fucking awful movies to get it. And it's signed by Darcy and Joe Bob. So that's gonna go right up on the wall here in the world famous Steve and Crypto studio. But also on Shudder, they just released the Karloff collection.
Oh,
which I'm super hyped for because I love Boris Karloff. And they got rights to run Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, The Black Cat, The Mummy, Son of Frankenstein. And the coolest thing is they released a documentary about his 60-year film career called The Man Behind the Monster. I've been anticipating seeing this one for a while. Like I heard about it probably almost 2 years ago that they finished it up and did a little run in festivals and stuff, and just been getting good feedback. So I was hyped to see it, and I started it the other day. Of course, I started later than I should have, so I did the usual classic, the Steve Strout fall the fuck asleep move. And I fell asleep, not because it was boring, but just because I'm old and tired. But I started it, and it's really, really awesome so far. So I'm going to get back into finishing that up. Yeah, check it out. Shudder, the Joe Bob thing, the Boris Karloff stuff, especially the documentary. And
if you're into documentaries while you're on Shudder, check out that Rise of the Deadites. I think that's what it's called.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something about the Deadites. Did you watch it yet?
Type in Deadites and you'll find it.
Did you watch it?
I started it this morning, and then my 2-year-old woke up and I had to change it to like Jurassic World or The Wiggles or whatever. Yeah.
I'll watch that too. Watch that. Watch the Karloff one, and we'll try to give us something to chat about here soon. That, and the week after, this Friday, but Friday after is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
on Netflix. And
18th.
I'm hoping to arrange. I'm gonna decide if I want to do it Friday or Saturday, but maybe arrange like a live tweet along with the movie.
Yeah,
and host that. So we'll discuss that off air, of course, and see what works better. And I'll put some feelers out and see if anybody's interested in it. But that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that movie. So definitely want to tweet along and shoot the shit with some listeners about that and other members of the Mutant fam and horror fam and other nerds that just want to watch a good horror movie. And I'm fucking stoked for that party bus scene.
Yeah,
that's going to be good. But before we wrap, I guess, thank you guys for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and rate and review us wherever you're listening right now. Or if you can't do that on wherever you're listening right now, go somewhere where you can and do that because it helps us.
Yep. And while you're at it, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/Steve Crypto, and check out some of that bonus content we got over there.
And visit buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. Show us some love there. Head over to the Facebook group and all that stuff. And hit us up
Be sure
on
to
social
follow
media.
us online. Yep. Steve Strout, the Steve Strout,
Steve
and
Strout.
Crypto Zoo Idiot. Yep.
Crypto Zoo 88. Sound like you said Crypto Zoo Idiot, but
we were talking over each other. The Steve Strout and Crypto Zoo 88. There you go.
That's us. All right. We've been the Steve and Crypto Show. We thank you guys. See you next week.
Hope you can stay alive till episode 65. Peace.